Hey guys, it's Miss McKinley. So I wanted to explain this document to you because we are about to start a new unit, and this unit is going to be on, why is this doing something? No. And this unit is going to be on a podcast called Limetown. I really love this podcast. So I'm just going to introduce it to you guys really quick. It is a fiction podcast, so it's made up. Don't get too excited. But it's about a reporter named Leah Haddock who is doing an investigation of a small community known as Limetown, where some very mysterious, strange things happened. And over the course of her reporting, lots of twists and turns happen, and we try to figure out like what was the purpose of Limetown, what was going on there, how is Leah connected to it, et cetera, et cetera. It's really tense and interesting and exciting. And so we're probably going to be doing about like one episode a week for a while. And I'm really excited. And I wanted to explain this assignment to you guys because it looks like it's a lot. It's not actually a lot. So just go ahead, breathe when you see it's a long document. It's fine. So let's look at these instructions. So part one, listening and highlighting. All you're doing is listening and highlighting, not even having you annotate. So y'all can chill out with yourselves. Listen to the first episode of the podcast Limetown, linked here. I have it linked. It'll pull up to a YouTube channel that has the first episode all good to go. You can also listen to it on a lot of different websites if you don't want to have YouTube pulled up. All up to you. While you are listening, read along with the text which I have included in this document and highlight textual evidence regarding the following story elements. So you're going to read along with the script. I have the script copy and pasted here. Again, you see this? It's 16 pages. It's dialogue, so it's really short. It's really quick. You're going to be listening to a podcast for 30 minutes, and it's going to read you through literally all of this stuff. So again, it's not that big a deal. It's fine. This is not the overwhelming amount of reading that it looks like. Okay, so you're highlighting textual evidence about the following story elements. 1, in orange, so you're highlighting in orange, information related to the actual community of Limetown. What do we know about this place? So I did an example in the very first line of the podcast. It says, reports of violence erupted today in the research facility known as Limetown, located in White County, Tennessee, and home to over 300 residents. So that tells me a lot about Limetown. Limetown is a research facility. It is in Tennessee, and it's home to over 300 people. Boom. You will find a lot more stuff that tells you about Limetown, so you want to highlight that stuff in orange. In yellow, moments where the story becomes emotionally frightening, tense, or suspenseful. So you know that feeling of tension and suspense. Tense is when you feel kind of like you're pulled in a couple directions and you're like not sure how to feel, and you're like, oh, I feel tense. And suspense is when you like feel like something bad is about to happen, or you feel like something isn't quite right, and you're like, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Anytime you feel that way, highlight that portion, and we'll talk a little bit more about creating that feeling later on in the week. So my first moment that I highlighted is you will hear an interview with, or not an interview, but you'll hear an audio recording of someone from Limetown. And she is screaming and she is very scared. And she says, we need emergency services in Limetown, the ambulance and the fire and police, just in the whole blank army. Bleep army. So that part freaked me out. It was really scary. And we'll talk more about that stuff later, but I highlighted it yellow, easy peasy. In pink, information related to the central mystery. What is mysterious about Limetown? There are several answers to this question, so identify as many as possible. So this whole show is kind of a mystery, right? And so we want to figure out, like, what are the mysteries? What are we trying to solve? What are we trying to figure out? So the first one that I highlighted down here, the gate to Limetown was left open. What the world discovered was the complete disappearance of every man, woman, and child in Limetown, 327 people. So That's a huge mystery. If they open up this town that had 327 people and suddenly they've all vanished, where'd they go? So hopefully this podcast is going to help us figure out where did they go. You're going to run into a lot of mysteries. So as you listen, highlight in pink if you think this is a mystery that's probably going to get solved later, or we're going to try to solve it. Okay. And then finally in blue, highlight important details about the following characters: Leah Haddock, Terry Hilkins, R.B. Villard, and Oscar Totem. So you got 4 characters. You are looking specifically for details that explain how each character is connected to Limetown. That's what I really want. But if you find other important kind of like things that you think show you something about that character, highlight that too. I am here for highlights right now. Just make sure that they are relevant highlights to those characters. So what I did a highlight for Leah Haddock. Here, Leah tells us a lot about herself. Like, this is our real introduction to this character. So I highlighted the whole thing, and you will get there for yourselves. I'm not going to explain all of it to you. Okay. I've done some example highlighting for you so you can see what it looks like, blah, blah, blah. I just explained that to you. Okay, so now we've listened to the whole podcast. We've done all of our highlighting, blah, 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 blah. What we want to do is collect all of our highlights into our evidence organizer. Again, this is just copy and pasting. Mondays are probably going to be days where we do this kind of thing, just like listening, copy pasting, highlighting, just collecting evidence about some various topics. Okay. So for setting, what was Limetown? Where was it and what does it look like? Also, maybe like what was its purpose, right? I copy pasted my orange highlight into here. You're going to copy paste probably a lot of orange highlights into here. We just want to like pull together all of the evidence that we can find and have it in one place, because this is going to be really useful to us as we continue talking about this episode over the course of the week. Moments of fear, tension, and suspense, copy and paste those here. Moments of mystery, copy and paste those here. Or moments about the mystery. What is the mystery in this story? And then characters. I have 4 different categories for the characters. So if you have evidence about who Oscar Totem is, paste it under the Oscar Totem part. If you have information about who Terry Hilkins is, paste it under Terry Hilkins. I don't need every single thing about them, but give me how they are connected to Limetown and anything else that strikes you as particularly important. Finally, when you have done all of this, you also will have listened to the whole first episode at that point. So what I want you to do is make a prediction. Make a prediction about what is going to happen in future episodes of Limetown. What do you predict will happen in the next episode of Limetown? What mysteries do you think might be solved? What will Leah learn from them? I won't tell you, but you have to read that question. I don't want to spoil it. Okay, write 3 sentences here in which you make predictions about the next episode, and then you'll write them in this little highlighted box. So this is the only part where you have to write anything today, right? The rest of it is entirely just highlighting evidence and copy and pasting that evidence into your evidence organizer. So today should not be hard. It looks hard. It's not hard. Promise. All right, that's what I've got for you guys today. You're going to do great. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow, and I'm so excited because Limetown's really good. Hope y'all are still enjoying home, but I'll see you guys later. Bye.